China's car market was completely dominated by European and Japanese brands before 2020, and almost nobody was willing to spend more than $20,000 on a Chinese car, because honestly, they were crap. But in less than 3 years, China's electric vehicle industry suddenly jumped ahead of the world. And today, people are more willing to spend $40,000 to $80,000 on a Chinese brand EV, other than a BMW or Audi. Even they offer a cheaper price than Chinese EV brands. To us, most foreign car brands, we feel like they are outdated, just like Nokia phones back to the day. And in China, once you drive a Chinese EV, you will never want to go back to those gas cars. Chinese EVs are not popular only in China. Now, more and more people from all over the world are coming to here to buy those EVs. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you a step-by-step guide about how to import an EV from China, especially those second-hand ones that will give you the incredible value for money. Question number 1, why you need to buy a Chinese EV, especially those used EVs? I'm running a sourcing company with around 200 employees in China, and almost every month we have clients from all over the world come to China to visit us. One thing they always notice is that half of the cars on Chinese street are electric, and almost all of them are Chinese brand they have never seen before. These cars accelerate very fast, and they are quiet and very comfortable, and every car comes with big screens that controls everything in the vehicle. And the cost to run them is super low. 100 kilometers only takes about 10 to 15 kilowatt electricity, which works out to less than $1 per 100 kilometers. So every client I met, they will say they also wish they can buy these Chinese brands back home. Actually, before 2019, many Chinese car companies had already started making EVs, but the quality was just as bad as their gas cars. Still, that didn't stop them from making money on government subsidies for EV industry. And some of them even cheated the system to get those money. So the government made a bold move. They invited Tesla to build a factory in China, and Tesla was given almost free land and huge low-interest loans. And the idea is to push Tesla to localize its supply chain and cut the cost and make the EVs affordable for more people. At the same time, it can not only eliminate those weak companies, but also let Tesla to lead the development of the whole EV industry. Besides traditional automakers, a huge number of internet companies also jumped in to launch their own EV brands. And during those years, almost 50 new EV brands appeared, but today only a handful of them have survived. The competition was incredibly intense. It's really interesting that internet companies start building their cars because they understand user better than anyone else. And for traditional car makers, this was like a complete disruption. They redefined what a car should be. Firstly, it must have a giant screen that controls everything. In the second row, there should be a big TV and also needs a fridge. The seats should be as comfortable as Mercedes, and the acceleration should match a Porsche. Well, in the past, you need to buy at least a Mercedes S500 to get all those features. But now, you can enjoy everything for a price of Honda Accord. In China, EV are like consumer electronics. Every few months, a new model with new features gets released. And just like electronics, they lose value very quick. A 3-year-old second-hand EV usually costs only about half of its original price, or sometimes even less. But the driving experience and the comfortable are still better than those brand new gas cars. And that's why I highly recommend you to buy a second-hand Chinese EV. China has so many EV brands, so if you are thinking about importing one, what should be the best choice? In general, Chinese EV fall into 2 categories. The first are traditional automakers, who focus on practical and affordable cars. The second are internet companies, which target the mid to high-end market with features like self-driving. If your budget is very low and don't mind a smaller car, my top recommendation is Wuling Hongguang Mini EV. The new one costs only about $6,500, and a 2-year-old used one can be as cheap as $1,500. And in China, this car sells more than 200,000 units a year, so you really don't need to worry about the quality. My second recommendation is BYD, the Chinese brand with the largest numbers of exports. BYD is already famous overseas, and it has a lot of repair centers. In China, a BYD car are the top choice for taxis, and these are their most popular models. When your budget is around $30,000 to $50,000, you can actually choose from those best Chinese EVs. My top recommendation is Li Auto, and I think it is the Apple of the car industry in China. They have very popular 4 models, L6, 7, 8, and 9. They look almost the same, but just the size difference. You can simply pick the size that fits your budget and your family needs. These cars can run on electricity or gas, but it's not a hybrid. You can just think of it like a Tesla with a generator inside. The battery range is about 200 kilometers, which is more than enough for city driving. And when you use gas, it only consumes about 7 liters per 100 kilometers. These cars come with almost every feature that you can think of. A fridge, a sofa-like seats, a big touchable screen, and a self-driving function works quite well. Personally, I have bought 2 Li Autos, and I'm also thinking about to buy one more, which is their newest model, i8. The company actually called their cars as a second home. This is their most expensive model, Mega Home. Literally come with a small living room inside. At this price level, I also recommend the Xiaomi cars. Their strategy is to bring the feel of the ultra-luxury cars to normal people at an affordable price. Their first model was inspired by the Porsche Taycan, and their second one by Ferrari. Their latest release, Xiaomi YU7, sold nearly 300,000 units in just 1 hour, with orders already backed up to until next year. Xiaomi has really figured out the business of selling cars, while other automakers are still figuring out how to sell cars to men, but Xiaomi already started focusing on women. They offer tons of beautiful paint colors, stylish designs, and even special UV protective glasses. The next question, where to buy a car in China? Buying a car in China is very easy and convenient. If you want to buy new EVs, you just go to any dealer shop. And for used cars, every city in China has its own used car markets. In big cities like Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, and Hangzhou, the selection is much larger. If you buy a new EV in China, the dealer price already includes 13% VAT. But when you export the car, the agency that handles the export process for you will get this VAT rebate. And that means you will have 13% discount for new EVs. Still, what I really recommend are those second-hand cars with around 3 years old. The battery and the parts are already based on the newer technology, but their price is usually less than 50% of the brand new car. And when you are buying a used car, I recommend you to download the app called Auto Home. They also have a website, and on this platform, you can find not only the price of a new cars in China, but also the largest selection of used cars. And interestingly, the platform was actually created by the founder of Li Auto. On the app, once you find a car that you are interested in, you just go to the seller's address to check it out. Buying a used EV is much easier than buying a gas car because the structure is very simple. There's no engine or gearbox, and all you really need to look at is the condition of the exterior and the interior, plus the mileage. EV mileage is always real since there's no way to roll it back. The most important thing when you are buying a used car is to avoid purchasing accident-damaged cars and flood-damaged cars. To be safe, just hire a third-party inspection company. And there's an app called 查博士. It means Dr. Car. For under $100, you can do a full inspection of the car. And in fact, many used car dealers already do this check when they buy cars. If they already have this report, and you only pay $30 to get the English version, the report gives the car a grade, S, A, B, or C. If it's S grade, then you don't need to worry anything about the quality. Next question, how to export car from China? Once you have chosen the car you want, the next step is to figure out how to export a car to your country. No matter it's brand new or second-hand cars, all cars from China are exported under the category of used vehicles. And that's why you need to work with a trading company that has the proper qualifications to export cars. And you will pay them in US dollars, and they help you pay to the dealer. And finally, they handle the entire export process for you. I interviewed a friend named Dihao from Tajikistan. He has exported hundreds of vehicles from China to Middle East and West Asia. My colleague also went to the used car market and found a car exporting company to learn the whole process. So before you decide to import cars from China, you need to firstly find a company in your country that can handle the custom clearance for importing vehicles. Ask them exactly what documents are required to bring a used car, and then take that list and give it to the Chinese trading company that help you export the cars. The export company usually charge around $700 to $800 per vehicle, and this fee covers their service charge, the custom paperwork, and the cost of moving the cars to the port and load them into container. If you're only buying one car, it can be shipped in a 20-feet container. If you're buying 2 to 3 cars, they can be packed into a 40-feet container, which will reduce the cost for each car. And then there's cost for international shipping. A 40-feet container to Dubai is around $1,800, and to Africa is about $2,600, and to Mexico is about $4,600. If you don't want to bother to find a used car by yourself, You can also ask a car export company to help you source the used cars. The profit margin is about 5%, depending on the value of the vehicle. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and also very appreciated for my friend Dihao and the car exporting company we interviewed. And if you want to work with them, I can share you their contact information. And if you're looking to source any other product from China, you can send us inquiries through the link below, and we will help you find the best manufacturers. See you in the next video.